Oxidation or dehydrogenation of alcohols. Dehydrogenation means removal of hydrogen. So that is the same as oxidation. Now what happens when an alcohol is dehydrogenated or when it is undergoing oxidation? So that involves the formation of a carbon oxygen double bond. So a carbon oxygen double bond is formed, and then there is the cleavage of an oxygen hydrogen bond and a carbon hydrogen bond. These bonds are cleaved or broken, and then a carbon oxygen double bond is created. So that is what happens in oxidation or dehydrogenation of alcohols. Let us just look at it. Say you have carbon here, hydrogen. Then you have the oxygen, hydrogen. So this bond is broken, this bond is broken, and H2 is removed. And what you are left with are carbon and oxygen. Carbon having a double bond with oxygen. So this is what happens in oxidation reaction of alcohol. Now, in order to bring about the oxidation of alcohols, we have oxidizing agents. We have strong oxidizing agents and we have mild oxidizing agents. A few examples of strong oxidizing agents are acidified KMnO4, then K2Cr2O7 and chromic acid H2CrO4. So that is obtained by mixing CrO3 with water. So these are the strong oxidizing agents. Whereas the mild oxidizing agents are PCC, pyridinium chlorochromate, and anhydrous CrO3 or chromic oxide. So these are the strong and mild oxidizing agents. Now let us look at a few reactions of or the oxidation reactions of alcohols. Let us first take a primary alcohol or a 1 degree alcohol. So for that we have R, CH, H, then say OH. This with the action of a say mild oxidizing agent. You will get an aldehyde RCHO. An aldehyde is obtained. Whereas if you are using a strong oxidizing agent, you will get a carboxylic acid. So this is the case of primary alcohol or 1 degree alcohol, because this carbon here is having the OH group on it and it has alpha hydrogens on it, and then it is connected to one other carbon, that is an alkyl group. Now for a 2nd degree alcohol, let us represent it like this. Say R here, then it has the alpha hydrogen on it, then OH. This using or when you are using a strong or mild oxidizing agent will give you a ketone. Say you are using a strong oxidizing agent or a mild oxidizing agent. You will be getting a ketone as the product. Say R, C double bond O, R. The product obtained is ketone when you are using a strong oxidizing agent or a mild oxidizing agent. That is for a 2nd degree, 2 degree alcohol. or a secondary alcohol. Now if we use a tertiary alcohol, we are oxidizing a tertiary alcohol. You have OH here, and you are using a mild or strong oxidizing agent. Say mild or strong oxidizing agent. There won't be any reaction or no reaction, because you can see here there are no alpha hydrogens on it. This is the carbon having OH on it, that is the alcohol group on it, but it is not having any hydrogens on it because alkyl groups are attached to the other three valencies are occupied by alkyl groups. So this is a tertiary alcohol or 3-degree alcohol. For that there is no reaction. So we said in the oxidation reaction or dehydrogenation reaction of alcohols, you get a C double bond O, that is a double bond between carbon and oxygen. There is the cleavage of a bond, or oxygen hydrogen bond and a carbon hydrogen bond. And you have oxidizing agents, strong oxidizing agents like acidified KMnO4, K2Cr2O7 and chromic acid H2CrO4 or CrO3 plus H2O. Then you have mild oxidizing agents like PCC, that is pyridinium chlorochromate or anhydrous CrO3. Now let's look at a few previous year questions. First question is, which of the following reagents can be used to oxidize primary alcohols or 1-degree alcohols to aldehydes? So we said that, and the reagents given are KMnO4, H2O2, PCC, K2Cr2O7. So we need to get aldehydes from primary alcohol. So primary alcohol or 1-degree alcohol. When will we get an aldehyde? If we use a mild oxidizing agent. Okay, so primary alcohol on treating with a mild oxidizing agent will give you an aldehyde. If you use a strong oxidizing agent, you will be getting a carboxylic acid. So which of these is a mild oxidation reagent or oxidizing agent? You can see PCC is a mild oxidizing agent or pyridinium chlorochromate. So our option C will be the correct choice, PCC. Next question, which of the following compounds will give a ketone on oxidation with chromic anhydride or CrO3? CrO3, we saw that is a mild oxidizing agent. And now some compounds are given to us. We are asked which of the following compounds will give a ketone on oxidation with chromic anhydride with a mild oxidizing agent. So when can we get a ketone? When you are using a 2-degree alcohol or a secondary alcohol. If you use a strong oxidizing agent or a mild oxidizing agent, you will be getting a ketone if you have a 2-degree alcohol. So we need to find which of these is a 2-degree alcohol. 2-degree means if the carbon containing the alcohol group is attached to 2 other carbons, then you call it a 2-degree alcohol or a 2nd degree. Say here this is the carbon having the OH group on it. It is attached to only one other carbon. So this is a primary or 1-degree alcohol. What about this? This carbon is having OH group on it. This is also attached to only one other carbon. So this is also primary. This carbon is having OH group on it, but this is attached to 3 other alkyl groups. So this is a tertiary alcohol or a 3-degree alcohol. What about this? This carbon is having the OH group on it, and it is connected to 1, 2, two other carbons. So this is a 2-degree alcohol. So if we treat a 2-degree alcohol with an oxidizing agent like CrO3, you will get a ketone. So this is a 2-degree alcohol. So our option D will be the correct choice. Now you can look at the next question. Which of the following alcohols will not undergo oxidation? And these are the alcohols given to us. What is that condition in which it will not undergo oxidation? That is the lack of an alpha hydrogen. Say in the case of butanol means how many carbons? 4 carbons. 1, 2, 3, 4. And on this carbon, say if you're numbering it from here, this is having CH2, 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 CH3. This is butanol. So this carbon is having 2 hydrogens on it. So this will undergo oxidation. What about butan-2-ol? Butane. On the second carbon, if you're numbering from here, this has got the OH group on it. So this carbon is connected to 2 other carbons. So this carbon will be having an alpha hydrogen on it. So this will also undergo oxidation. You have to fill up the other hydrogens. This carbon here. What about 2-methyl-butan-2-ol? Let us see. 2, 3, 4. 2-methyl. If you're numbering from here, so you have a CH3 here. Then on the second carbon itself, you have OH also. So here it is CH3. You can see that here there are no hydrogens, no alpha hydrogens. This is the alpha carbon and there are no hydrogens on it. So this will be the correct option. That is 2-methyl-butan-2-ol. This will not undergo oxidation. You need to write this also. So let us see. That is 3-methyl-butan-2-ol. 3-methyl, 1, 2, 3. On the second one, there is OH. So this carbon is having 2 alpha hydrogen. So this will also undergo oxidation. So our option C was the correct choice. Now in this case, which of the following alcohols is oxidized to a ketone by acidified KMnO4? Acidified KMnO4 is a strong oxidizing agent. Now we said that if we need to get a ketone, what is the criteria or what is the condition? If we need to get a ketone we will get if we are using a 2-degree alcohol. It can be a strong oxidizing agent or a mild oxidizing agent. You have to have a 2-degree alcohol. So among these, which is a 2-degree alcohol? This, of course, you know, is phenol. Conditions are totally different for its oxidation. What about this one? The OH is attached to this carbon here and it is attached to this carbon and this carbon. So this is a 2-degree alcohol. So this can be oxidized to a ketone, option B. What about this one? This OH is attached to this carbon, and this is attached to only one other carbon. This also similarly OH is attached to this carbon, and it is attached to only one other carbon. So this is our correct choice. That is, option B will be the correct choice for us. Just write, this is primary and this is also primary. Only this is secondary alcohol. So this will give you ketone, whether you are using a strong oxidizing agent or a mild oxidizing agent.